That's right. What you don't know can hurt you. Good morning, everyone. My name's Adam Helfman. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network. Across the table, behind clear plastic, fingerprinted plexi.
Yeah. Are we taking that off?
Yeah, I'd like to take it off, but the lovely Sarah Sells. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You know what today is?
Rainy Saturday.
Salt Sale Saturdays. What's up, everyone? Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions is the trusted leader in high-quality, cost-effective services and equipment throughout of all of southeastern Michigan, with locations in Livingston, Oakland counties, and now they open a new one, a third location in Howell.
Yes.
Whether you have city or well water, Beauchamp is going to solve your hard, smelly, and rusty water issues and keep you safe from lead, PFAS, and other contaminants. Request a free water test today. 810-632-2000. That's 810-632-2000. And every Saturday, you'll save on all your water treatment supplies at Beauchamp's famous Salt Sale Saturdays.
That's right.
So go by Hartford or the Heartland, Waterford, or Howell location. And Sarah, you've used them before, right?
I have. And,
you like it, don't you?
And I highly recommend them. Yes.
Yeah.
Not only are their products and their service amazing, but they're a great company.
Do I know how to pick them or what?
Yeah.
Obviously.
About as good as me.
Haha. Well, I hate to say this to you, but they were here before you. So, with that being said, it's a beautiful Saturday morning.
Here we go.
Sarah Says. What did she say, right? So, Sarah, today's your segment, Sarah Says. What are we going to be talking about today?
So today we're going to be kind of piggybacking off of last week's show where we talked about the different stuff that you can do under your patio, the barbecue, the fireplace, all that. But I went to go order patio furniture and I'm thinking, okay, this is May, maybe I'm a little late, but 4 weeks, I'll still have it for June and then all summer. No, Adam, do you know that most patio furniture, like good quality, I would say, a couple thousand or more, are 6 to 10 weeks out for delivery. So okay. I guess the whole point of this is, you guys, if you're looking to make that backyard oasis like we've talked about because of COVID and your home more, your staycation area, you need to start ordering your outdoor stuff now. A lot is not in stock, and the good stuff that I found is literally not going to be here until the end of the summer.
Okay, so let's just be negative every day now. Negative Nancy, negative Adam, the alarmist, sky is falling, Chicken Little. Let's get crazy. Okay, everyone got stuck for a year at home. We stared at our house. We're like, oh my God, I got to get this done, that done. And they have a whole list of things to get done. Everybody started calling contractors. The contractors were like, yeah, we're ready. Then the contractor's like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't have enough labor. I better start telling my homeowners that it's going to take a little longer.
Adam, remember those tack boxes I told you were having built at the Equestrian Center? Mm-hmm. $2,000 price difference in 6 days.
Okay, well, there you have it.
In lumber.
248-539-9797. We are talking about everything home improvement. My name's Adam Helfman. We have Sarah Sells across the table today. And we're talking everything, but there's such low-hanging problems right now. Yeah. I mean,
it's just so spread, between the labor, the shortage of...
Yeah, so let's talk about furniture for a second. Because,
let's go
outdoor
back.
Furniture. So,
yeah.
You can go to Big Lots, Target, Home Depot, all the big box stores, and you can buy stuff there. But again, there's difference in quality and a lot of stuff.
So I guess my whole point was, all right, if I'm going to spend $1,000 on a couch now that the wicker may not last on it more than a couple of years or so. And really the couches, the good quality deep seat couches, they're a couple thousand anyway. So why not spend a couple thousand more and have it for, 10 years or so?
Well, that's the question. So for everyone
but
out
you can't
there,
get it.
No, you can't. Or you can.
You can, but it's waiting.
Listen, let's just talk about an outside area that you would put furniture on. Okay, so you got your deck. If you're thinking of repairing your deck, replacing your deck this year, forget it. I talked to a couple of our deck guys. They're like, yeah, Adam, we're into October, November right now, if homeowners want to wait. And then here's the best part. We can't even guarantee the price.
I know.
Lumber is out of control. I was reading a survey.
$2,000 difference in 6 days.
Yeah. Well, there you have it.
Maybe
so
it's
for
4
everyone
days.
out there, and like, if anyone knows anything about lumber prices, or if you're a contractor, text us what you're seeing. Let us know what kind of increase in prices you're seeing. Give us a text 248-539-9797. It's raining out. I just looked outside.
It is. It's pouring.
I thought it was not supposed to rain till later or tomorrow or something. Well, this is Michigan, so it'll probably be sunny in an hour or two. So who knows? But guess what? It's raining, and you know what that means? That means you better check your house and make sure that your foundation's not leaking.
Yeah.
Of course, we have an expert coming on later to talk about it.
Oh, we do?
Oh my God,
Who
he's
do we
one of
have
the best.
today?
Jeff Schleining from Everdry.
Ooh.
Everdry, 866 Everdry. And we're going to be talking about checklists for your basement and what you need to do this spring. Because look, if you're going to finish your basement, you better make sure it's dry. So we're going to be having that. We have roofing, basement waterproofing. We're going to, you know what? When we come back, I want to talk about, do you need a new roof? Because we have an expert coming on, but I want to set the stage.
I'm glad that I'm done with it.
Yeah, well, you did it wrong, though. We're going to talk about that, too. All right, we're going to take a quick break. 248-539-9797. Watch us on Facebook Live. Check us out. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Saturday morning. Little mishap. We thought it was raining out. And in the studio here, we have these studio windows. And the sprinklers went on and it completely soaked the windows and you can't really tell.
I mean, in all honesty, it threw us off too because we have the same side windows. So on one side, we have water hitting.
Did you think it was raining, James?
For a minute, but then I looked behind and there's the concrete and everything is dry behind us. So it's sprinklers. Okay.
Let's figure out a way to blame Sarah.
Let's not say we did. I brought donuts. You can't blame me for anything.
Yeah, well, where are they?
Right here.
Yeah, but they've been sitting there unopened, not touched. You didn't offer me one. I'm sitting
I
here
offered
with
everyone
an empty
one,
coffee.
James.
It's just terrible.
I got you, Sarah.
Thank you.
So, James is taking sides. Oy. Taking sides.
I miss James. I'm so glad he's back.
Listen, when someone offers you food, there's no debate.
All right, well, James, my middle name is Benjamin Franklin. Okay? We'll talk about that afterwards. Speaking of money. Do you need a new roof? Sarah, you just spent money on a roof. You did it all the wrong way, although you're happy with the results, right?
I'm so happy, and I've gotten so many compliments. So there you go.
Haters? What about the haters that live in the area?
Oh, God.
We want to shame them, don't we?
I think he disappeared for a second, and they removed the post.
Oh, whatever.
I mean, coward.
Okay, so sometimes a roof can naturally reach the end of its lifespan.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that without experience a failure. In fact, I'm the kind of guy who says if your roof's not leaking, don't replace it. Now, I've in my lifetime done literally thousands of roofs, over 10,000. No, legitimately could verify it. But my point is, I've never, one time I can think of a homeowner who called me to replace their roof and didn't like their color and just said, I want a new color. That's literally one of the things that I, said, oh my God, you just don't want a new roof? You just don't want it. You're not leaking? You're just going to change the color? And they're like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm like, okay.
I've seen some awful colors on roofs, though.
Yeah.
Like the orangish brown.
Well, back in the day, it was a good, if you had depends on the color of your house. Remember, a roof can accent the color. So, again, changing your roof just because of the color, if you have money to throw away like that, great.
You're like, call us. We've got a whole list of contractors that can do all kinds of stuff for you.
Don't forget, it's Shout Out Saturday to everyone out there. If you're an essential worker, you work for the county, police, fire, EMS, you're a contractor, 248-539-9797. Or if you have a question that Google can't answer, we're here. So anyways, if you need a new roof, it's important to know if you're replacing your old roof, it could result in bigger delays or bigger problems if you kick the can down the road. Meaning, if you have a small leak and you get a guy to repair it, I understand that if you repair your roof, it's okay.
Oh, kick the tires. I'm like, kick the...
What are you saying?
Oh, all your analogies.
Oh, am I old school?
Remember, kick the tires, kick the... Right. I'm like, wait, you just said that about looking at stuff. How is that working?
It's working pretty good. Just ask my roofing contractors. So here's the point, okay? My whole point was... what wasn't you? Jason Brown's listening. Here's the thing. If you have a roof that needs to be repaired and not replaced, there's a certain threshold, and we're going to talk about that when our guest comes on next. But what I wanted to say was, what are you going to look for? Let's do today, everyone. I'm going to give everyone right now some advice on what you're going to do today when you leave your house or sometime this afternoon. Okay, just to take a visual look around your house if you think you might need a new roof. Sarah, is this something that you can help me with?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so first thing I want everyone to do is when you walk outside today is go to the street and look at your house from the street. Okay? And what do I want you to look at? I want you to look at your roof in general, the bigger picture of it. Look for branches that are falling on the house. Okay? If you have trees that are close to the roof and the tree branches are hanging low or on the edge, and sometimes the wind, just the branch rubbing against the edge of your house, over time will rub a hole into your roof, and literally you'll have a problem.
Yeah.
So the question is look for that. Look for bald spots. Now, I'm not an expert in anything bald, except...
Where's the
The analogy? You trying to make the connection?
No, I was waiting for like him to play some audio with that joke.
James?
Yeah.
No, James is taking notes. Like he's got a little dossier. James has a dossier, right, James?
I cannot confirm nor deny this.
Exactly. So James is, what do we call? What was the one movie like we would call James? What part would he play? Paul, what do you think? James is like the stool
Step
pigeon?
Brothers. Step Brothers.
He's like no.
Yes.
Weird Science. He's the older brother. No. Anyways, James is a good guy. So, curling
And
shingles.
I meant that in the
Have you ever heard of curling shingles?
Yeah.
You know why shingles curl?
Heat.
Good. Very good, Sarah. It's like bacon. When your shingles curl, it curls like bacon. You know why though, right? You don't know.
Well, I know that it has to do. Well, if they're curling, they weren't fully attached, and then it's the heat, right?
No, here's what it is. It's very, very, it is the heat that causes it. So here's for everyone out there. When your attic is not properly ventilated, remember, as science tells you, heat rises or heat travels towards the cold. So in your attic is usually 20, 30 degrees hotter than the outside temperature. So heat rises. So what happens is the shingles have what we call petroleum-based products in it.
Oh.
Okay?
Yes.
So when the heat's below the plywood in your attic, the plywood starts to heat up, and then the underlayment, and then the shingle. The transference of heat to the bottom of the shingle heats it up. When it heats up, and then the sun on the other side is beating down all day.
That's what causes the swoop up.
Think of bacon checking, think of bacon sizzling, and it curls up.
Oh, that's making me so hungry.
That's the best part about bacon. So that's what we're trying to tell you. Is getting the shingles so they're curled properly. Okay? Now, what else do you have to worry about with knowing it's a new roof or not? What about shingles that are cracked?
Well, I wasn't going to say knowing if it's a new roof or not or the shingles, but obviously if it's leaking.
Yeah. So
holes.
The question is when do you call a roofer to come out to repair? What's the difference between repair and replace? When do you say, all right, I'm going to repair it, but for a few thousand more, I should replace it? Those are all questions you need to ask. What if your roof's 20 years old and it's not leaking?
Mm-hmm.
Recently, we have great roofers, but recently I was talking to a roofer and he was like, most roofs we're replacing are not even 15 years old today, which tells you about 15 years ago, 2004 and 5, people that were putting on roofs, they didn't understand the science behind roofing because it's more than just a shingle.
Oh, for sure.
There's 3 components of roofing. Did you know what that is? There's more than 3, but we're going to just say the ventilation, the installation, and the insulation. Ventilation, insulation, and then installation. Got it? Say that 10 times fast. Anyways, but we're going to talk more about that later because if your roof's not properly ventilated, it will negatively impact your shingles.
Right.
And Sarah, you don't want a leaky roof, do you?
No, of course not.
I'm like, listen. And then if your neighbors are all getting new roofs, you know that maybe you need one too. So it might be worth taking a look at it. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Don't forget, we have a roofer coming on next. I'm excited because we're going to ask him the tough questions. And then we'll knock it out of the park after that. My name's Adam Helfman with the lovely Sarah Salves. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Don't forget it's Shout Out Saturday, 248-539-9797. You got a question for us. We'd love to help you. You got a roofing question? We got a roofer coming on the line right now. But, of course, we'll give you a great little tips and stuff like that.
I'm like, where are you going with that?
Well, I'm always going everywhere. How about that? Is that okay with you, Sarah?
Yeah, I mean, me too. Like, I live in my car, right?
Hey, listen, whatever it takes, we got to get done. We're all hustling.
That's right.
We're not sitting home waiting for our stimmies. We're out hustling,
I know.
making it happen.
Like, some of my boarders were texting me last night. They're like, Sarah, you do too much. Like, slow down. Like, I don't even know how you do it.
Slow your roll tone. Right. Well, that's okay.
That's how I roll.
So joining us on the phone right now is Bill Burkhart Jr. The name of his company is Kangaroo. He's been with Hire It Done a really long time. And guess what? They hop to it. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing this morning?
We're so good.
We're
like,
good.
we don't know what to do with ourselves. Right, Sarah?
Right? We're on
Listen,
fire.
and Sarah, anyone who tells you slow your roll, you just disregard them right away. You keep hustling and grinding.
Oh, you know I do. I just survive off of espresso and sugar-free Red Bull.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
It's all good. I love it.
Hey, whatever it takes, right?
That's
so,
right.
Bill, thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate it. Tell the listening audience right now, what the heck's going on out there in the roofing sphere? Prices are going crazy. Labor's going crazy. You guys are thriving. So give us put your finger on the pulse right now and tell us what's going on.
Well, what's going on is literally never before seen supply chain issues, and by issues, I mean delays and price increases that we've never seen before. We just got a notice on low slope or flat roofing that literally the insulation board, if you were to try and buy a flat roof today, we would have to tell you, great, we will see you in October because there is now a 6-month lead time on insulation board to put your flat roof on. So it is unprecedented. It's crazy. But we're blessed and fortunate because we got an amazing team and amazing partners that we were able to purchase and secure a very large amount of product. So we're able to stay busy and proactive as the industry is going through these times. So, yeah, it's we're blessed, we're fortunate, we're thriving, and we're working hard every day. But, yeah, it is turbulent like we've never seen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that makes sense. So if a homeowner calls you up, whether they need a low slope roof or a flat roof or a new asphalt, you guys are pretty much secure where you're going to know when you can install it. You know when you're getting material. You got your finger on the pulse. Because there's a lot of guys out there who say, oh, we'll get to you. And then when we get to them, then they call for some material. They have no idea. Like I have people calling me saying, Adam, I used some roofer. I should have gone to Hire It Done. And he sold the job. I said yes. And then he said he'll start in 3-4 weeks. And then 4 weeks later he goes, oh, I have to charge you more for shingles. And now they're mad,
Well, Adam, you're preaching to the choir. We've had folks go, well, why are you going to be this far out? They said that they can do that. And then lo and behold, 10 weeks later, all of a sudden we're getting a phone call because they can't get a hold of their contractor. They're ghosting them because you know what? That $50 sheet of plywood, well, I can't even purchase plywood or OSB right now for $50 a sheet from the supply house. So how on earth can a contract, that deal that was too good to be true? Let me tell you what, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So what do you recommend? Like right now, if someone's got a roof leak, we got rain coming. It's in the forecast. All of a sudden there's water coming through in the ceiling. They call you up. What's the status? Like how do you handle it right now?
Yeah, what we've been doing is I'm telling everyone, if you think you actually need a roof at any point in the next 3 years, you want to be calling now. And the reason I'm stressing that to everybody on the residential side is we kicked off for this quarter 6-year, 0% interest financing because what we realized is, holy crap, I'll share this. We have 6 pallets of coil nails sitting in our warehouse because we know in a couple weeks the next shortage is going to be coil nails. And you're going to have a ton of shinglers out there selling projects that they can't literally nail to your roof. So I'm telling everyone, call now, get it scheduled so we can get everything ordered for you and secured so that way we can actually do your work and get your roof taken care of rather than waiting until October when everyone remembers they need a new roof or they're hoping prices go down, or they're hoping OSB goes down in price. Mm-hmm. That's a really risky game. And I got to tell you, I don't remember any industry suddenly realizing, wait, we could charge this, so now we're going to lower our prices, even though the demand, once the supply chain is fixed. I can't imagine the lumber industry is going to do that.
Let me comment on that because, Bill, that you make a really good point. So for homeowners who are listening right now, let me tell you why that advice that Bill Burkhardt Jr. from Kangaroo just gave us is such sage advice. Because in 3 months, 4 months from now, when you decide, I should have listened to them, and then you didn't, but now you're calling roofers. What happens when the roofer says, I got other nails, I got another alternative nail I can use, and it's not the coil nails that you want, or they're a quarter of an inch not as tall, or it's the wrong length. You know, Bill, that's what's going to happen. They're going to use the wrong ones. Am I right?
Oh, I'm waiting to see staples on roofs again. Are you kidding?
They still staple shingles?
Somebody's going to do it. I know they're going to do it. Even though you're not allowed to, they're going to do it.
Who sells staples?
I don't even know anymore. God, it's been a long time.
So, Bill, how far out are you realistically? I call you today. I'm like, hey, we got to get a new roof.
Yeah. So on residential roofing, and when I say residential, I mean for the most part shingles.
Yeah.
We are about 2 weeks out, 2 to 3 weeks out. We're running, I got guys out this morning going out and looking at roofs trying to help folks today. But on average, we're floating right around 2 to 3 weeks, depending on what it is, what system.
Wow, that's good.
Couple different variables. If it's metal roofing, obviously low slope is its own animal right now. But depending on what it is, we're happy to do it. Same thing. If you got an insurance claim and you need help being guided through that, that's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this, Bill. Brand of shingle. Does it matter right now what the brand is? Or because I always tell homeowners, listen, the top shingle manufacturers are all good if, here's the key word, if the contractor you use installs them correctly. And obviously, with Hired Done, we've already gone over the hump with our contractors are all certified. They're all advanced PhD level like roofers. But for you right now, does it matter? Is there some manufacturers that are way killing it, like production, supply, distribution, or is it pretty much still the same?
So Adam, you've heard my analogy on this. We live in Metro Detroit. It's kind of like if we lined up 10 Detroiters, 3 are going to say Ford, 3 are going to say GM, you're going to have 1 or 2 say Chrysler, and then you're going to get a Honda guy in there. That's my approach on shingles. We happen to be aligned, and we believe in certainty. They're the thickest, they're the heaviest. Their testing is really second to none. But that's not to say GAF or Owens Corning don't make a great product. It just happens to be what we believe in, what we're aligned with. But at the end of the day, we're certified in everything. Some folks have had a bad experience in the past. If you want a GAF shingle, we're certified. We'll put that on for you. Because the reality is, in 30 years, when we find out who actually made the best shingle today, it's going to be a little late to figure that out. So we hedge our bet on shingle weights and thicknesses and track record. And that's why we've chosen to align with certainty. But that's not putting down Owens Corning or
GAF or anything. Okay, yeah.
Or
so
Atlas or any of them.
We've always
good
said,
companies.
and that's great advice, and I appreciate that. We've always said the best shingle is the one that's installed properly, right?
Absolutely. It really comes back to, is it done the right way the first time? The big thing that homeowners mess up on is, and my team hears this all the time, well, you're putting on a Landmark Pro and they're putting on a Landmark Pro. Why are you more? And the simple answer to that is we're doing it right. We're going above and beyond code, and you are getting our industry-leading guarantees, and you're getting our people fundamentally. It's home renovation. Everyone talks about HGTV and that great cutaway in the middle when, what was just discovered? That stuff happens in real life. And when you work with Kangaroo, you have human beings who really care, who are going to partner with you, guide you through that, be transparent about it, and come to a positive solution. That's what you're ultimately paying for. You're paying for real skilled labor. You're paying for real humans who are going to invest in you as a homeowner and take care of you.
Well, and that makes perfect sense to me, and I appreciate you saying that. So let me get to the point where people call you out for an estimate on a new roof. Where are you at with the age of the existing roofs that you're replacing? Is it anything bad, or what are the age of the old roofs?
Yeah, and this is the cool part for anyone listening. Adam, you know how we operate. You know, we're going to take photos. We do our full 27-point inspection. We're going to go on the ground, get on the roof, get in the attic. We're going to do an assessment. And you know what? If you don't need a roof, we're going to tell you that. You know, if we can repair it, get you on a maintenance program, and buy you an extra 5-10 years, we're happy to do that. The sad part is we're replacing a lot of roofs that are 15 years old because
that's crazy.
They weren't done properly. You know, because, oh, my God, I got 50 feet of wall flashing, and we're all done improperly. And for the cost of replacing that, it's not that much more to just replace the darn roof.
Makes sense. All right, well, listen, we're going to take a quick break, Bill. When we come back, I want to talk about how can someone afford a new roof today? What are the finance options? And other questions that people might have. So we're going to take a quick break. We got Bill Burkhart, Kanga Roof. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We've got the lovely Sarah Sells in studio. Don't forget, 248-539-9797. You got a question Google can't answer. We got a few shout-out Saturdays here. CT Concrete and Construction. They guarantee against theft and fire. Shout out to them. Mm-hmm. Men on the Move. Gary Bolson and his crew's out there today. Good morning, Gary. If you're looking for a moving company, roll and rock and roll with them. Top of the morning, Adam. It's your buddy from the local electrical supply house. One word that is hurting contractors and homeowners, Romex. Supply is at an all-time low. Demand is an all-time high. Economics. Some contractors are purchasing at a rate of 132,000 feet per order. Oi! Cost is an approximately 35 to 40% higher than a year ago. Okay. So, literally, that's called hyperinflation, folks. Everything's going up, which means our dollar's going to the crapper. We might have to start taking Bitcoin. Should Hire It Done start taking Bitcoin? Maybe I will. I'm gonna do my own NFT, the Hire It Done NFT. Pay for renovations with my coin. Well, we'll figure it out. So back on the line with us is Bill Burkhardt Jr. from Kangaroo. They hop to it. Bill, you there?
I love that.
I'm here. I'm hopping to it, Adam.
My man. So, Bill, let me ask you a question. If someone wants to get an estimate from you today, can you give out the phone number and the website, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Phone number is area code 586-566-0308. And the website is really tough. It's kanga-roof.com. So kanga-roof.com.
So think of, folks, Kangaroo, but with an F. And then put a dash in the middle, and you got kanga-roof.com. So, Bill, all right, I need a roof. You came out. We're all excited. But because business is slow, because of this, I don't have, what's an average roof today, 12 grand?
Yeah, somewhere 10 to 15, depending on where you're at, size of your home.
Okay, so we'll split it in the middle, say 12. I can't afford 12, but I got decent credit. I can afford a few hundred a month. What you got for me?
I have 6 years, 0% interest for you. That's what I got for you. So you can afford to do it today, even if you don't need it for 2 or 3 years. Get it done today because it's going to be a lot cheaper because of what you just said, the inflation factor, because it's real and it's coming. Get it done today because it's going to be a lot cheaper today and use other people's money for the next 6 years to pay it off.
Well, I like the idea. So OPM, for everyone out there, OPM, other people's money. That means the bank. The one thing that stood out to me is 0%. So you can get the roof today, and 6 years later, you can pay for it.
Yeah, you take 6 years. It's a monthly payment. It's manageable. I mean, here's what it is. We saw Chevy. We saw Ford doing it. We went, 10, 12 grand. Who's got 12 grand lying around in their bank to spend on a roof?
Right.
I don't know a lot of people who have that lying around. How do we solve that problem?
Okay, so that's the other thing. So you'll get it done. Okay, what about, I don't want to switch against a new roof because obviously homeowners are torn. Do I need a roof? Do I need to replace it? Do I need to repair it? Give me some advice for the listeners, Bill, about when do you make the decision it's not a repair, it's a replace? Your opinion.
So it's a great question. I use cars all the time because we're here in Metro Detroit. There are a ton of people who replace their roofs at the equivalent of what's 100,000 miles on the vehicle, right? There's a lot of life left on that roof, but it might not look it might not be real pretty. When our team comes out, we're doing our full 27-point diagnostic. We're going to tell you exactly where things are at. We're going to show you the photos, and we're going to tell you, hey, if we think you can get 10 more years, we're going to tell you can get 10 more years. It might not be a pretty 10 years. You might have to change out the brake pads, i.e. the chimney flashing or the pipe boots, but you can get it and save yourself that $10,000 to $15,000 on replacing that roof.
Okay, that's fair. That's good advice, by the way, and I appreciate that. So if anyone out there is thinking about getting a new roof, thinking about getting a quote, you're not sure, Bill, you don't charge for estimates, right?
So on replacement roofs, we absolutely do those for free because at that point, normally people are in a bind. They need to get it done, and we're trying to – you've heard me say it. I really feel it's our moral obligation to help every single homeowner we go out to see because, unfortunately, our service department, the average roof that we're doing repairs on is less than 10 years old, which means if we don't do it, we know we're probably still going to see that homeowner. It just might be in 3, 4, 5, 6 years when we got to go fix somebody else's problem that they created.
Okay, well, there you have it. That's like a professional advice. Now, Here's what I want to ask you, because this is something that I want to differentiate between the Hire It Done roofers, which you're one of, and other roofers out there. Now, if you're not part of Hire It Done, it's okay. You could still be a good roofer. However, you know, Bill, that when you're giving a quote for a roof, and then the homeowner says, well, I got other prices, and these guys, the tail light guarantee, he told me 50 years, but he's using some other brand I never heard of. Like, how do we differentiate besides, you and me and we preaching to the people? How do you tell people, listen, this guy I never heard of, good luck. What do you say?
Well, I like numbers. I'm a numbers guy. What can I say? And if you contact the Better Business Bureau, here's the reality. The number one most complained about industry in construction is us roofers. And unfortunately, of all the complaints that get filed, over 40% go unresolved. And the reason they go unresolved is because they can't even find the contractor. From my standpoint, as a family-owned and operated business, we've been around 15 years. I'm a young man. I'm 35 years old. I've put it all on black. We are going to be here for another 30 years. And that's really the difference. When we put your roof on, we own it. It might be your home for the next 7 years before you sell it. It's always going to be my roof because all of our guarantees transfer to the next homeowner. And when we drive around, we live in these communities. We have unbelievable pride going, hey, I did that roof. Hey, I helped them. And that fundamentally is the difference. Beyond our amazing people, beyond the fact that we have a copyrighted, patented, proprietary installation system that goes above and beyond manufacturer specs or building code, it's ultimately the people.
Right? I like that. So let me ask you this. Is a roof typically a one-day job for you guys?
Yeah, most are. Depends, how many layers you got, how many total square feet are up there, pitch, you got 15 skylights, those things can turn it into a 2-day, but most roofs are going to be a 1-day project. Okay.
How important is insulation in when you're installing a new roof?
I'm going to dovetail that. Insulation and intake ventilation together are unbelievably important because about 95% of the homes we come out to are done improperly. And what nobody talks about is that if they're done improperly, that wonderful lifetime warranty you got or that 4 or 5-star or golden pledge, guess what? They're not worth the paper they're written on because in that fine print it says if your roof is not insulated and vented properly, all bets are off. So
and you guys will do the insulation, correct?
What's that?
You'll do it for the homeowner.
Oh, God, yeah. Absolutely. It's the best time to do your insulation in your attic space when your roof's done, without a doubt. And we incentivize it. If you ask us to do insulation, it's one price. If we're doing it with your roof, it's a lot less expensive because there's an economy of scale. And
yeah, you package it together. It's a good package. Let me ask you this one last thing as we wrap it up here, Bill. New roof, new insulation. How do you handle how do you handle plywood right now with, because some people, you might need a few sheets. You give them a price. How do you handle that?
Yep. Great question. Because as we just talked about, the price of plywood and OSB is through the roof. And a big part of it is our inspection and diagnostic. We're actually crawling around in every single attic space because we want to identify if there's potential issues. Now, it can still happen after we open up the roof. There can be new wood that we didn't know was bad. Mm-hmm. And we document it. It's really, it's novel. We tell you the price per board or per linear foot if it's 1x6. And then anything that's removed, we document what's rotted and bad. We replace it, and we share all that information with you. We don't wait till it's all done and go, oh, by the way, we redecked half your roof. Here's the bill.
Okay, right. Makes perfect sense.
Everything, and we communicate with
Love
you.
that. Very, very good. And that's the professional way to do it. All right. Bill Burkhardt Jr. from Kangaroo, 586-566-0308, kanga-roof.com. Bill, it's a pleasure. Will you say hi to your father for me and your whole family?
Thanks, Bill.
All right, perfect. So we'll talk to you soon, my friend. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about bathroom remodeling trends to avoid and silent signs your air conditioner's failing. My name's Adam Helfman, and this is the Hire It Done Radio Network. That's right. It's the weekend. Welcome back, everyone. My name's Adam Helfman. We got the lovely Sarah Sell sitting across the table from us. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network. Looking out the window, a little bit of drizzle starting. First it was the sprinklers, now the drizzle. How about them apples, Sarah?
I knew that it was going to rain today.
Oh, what are you,
weather expert?
Meteorologist?
Yeah.
Well, I have someone on the phone right now who definitely would use a meteorologist for his business. How about that? Joining us on the Hire It Done radio show is Jeff Schleining from EverDry. You there, Jeff?
Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning. How are you?
I am good. Thank you very much.
Good.
That's good to hear. So, Jeff, welcome back to the Hire It Done radio show. We appreciate that. You haven't been on since Sarah's been here, have you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm not.
Well, lucky you get to experience her.
I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully she takes it easy on me.
Yeah, she usually just attacks me.
Do.
Her venom only gets shot at me, no one else.
Right, because I'm so vicious.
Well, look at her.
You usually earn it, though, Adam.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I always play. I'll take the blame. I always blame me. It's all right. I'm all about that. So, all right, look, Jeff, it's waterproofing is never an easy business because it's below grade, and it's never good companies out there. There's only a handful. Literally, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 companies around that maybe do it right. But you're the oldest, the largest, and the most well-known. So tell everyone exactly what EverDry does.
Well, thank you for that. I greatly appreciate it. We take pride in being the best we can possibly be. But what we are is a basement waterproofing company and foundation repair, and we stick with that. That's all we do. That's what we know, and that's we're good at it. We waterproof foundations, slabs, crawl spaces, crawl space encapsulation. We do inside work, outside work, and over the last several years, we've really taken we've really taken a run at indoor air quality, and that's really making a difference in people's lives. I can tell you that.
Well, air quality is a big issue. You know, everyone says, "Oh, I'm waking up with a sore throat, nasal congestion." Mm-hmm. Literally, I tell people it's coming from your house. Air quality is huge, and literally, everyone's basement has a furnace in it, and that's where the furnace is doing it and is grabbing all that air. So air quality is a big thing. So I'm glad that you said that. How do you guys address it, EverDry, air quality?
Well, one of the things you got to keep in mind, and you know this obviously, Adam, is that homes today are being built so tight. I mean, energy efficient, and I understand it and I get it. But there's really no fresh air coming in the home. If you remember in the homes we grew up in, if you sat close to an outlet on an outside wall, you'd feel a bit of a draft coming through. People, even in older homes, are insulating them. Well, what that does is doesn't allow fresh air to come in the home and just circulates the contaminated air. And, and people breathe it in. The EPA says indoor air is 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. So what we do is we install a ventilation system, and it's a whole home ventilation system. We include it on every job. And what it does is it pulls the air out of the basement and expels it to the outside, just like your dryer. And then in turn, what that does is pulls the air from upstairs down and makes the basement feel like the rest of the home.
Yeah, well, that makes perfect sense. I would agree with that. So, all right, so let's just say this. It's raining right now. Drizzling out. There could be rain, all over the place. What do you recommend a homeowner does with it? They're kind of worried, like, I think my basement's wet. I think it has leaks. What's the first thing a homeowner should do?
Well, we always tell people to go downstairs and look for what we refer to as the signs of water. If you actually have water coming in, you have a problem. But why wait for that? When you have a roof and you look up and there's stains on your ceiling, on your drywall, you don't wait for it to start leaking to take action. The same goes with the basement. So look for things like peeling paint, dark spots, stains. You get a white chalking powder, cracks. Cracks are big. Once the wall's cracked, the water has a clear path in. Mold, mildew, dry rot, rust, bugs. These are all things that are a sign of water or moisture.
Okay. So if someone completely has water coming in the basement. They know it leaks, and they're like, all right, now it's time to go and get it done. Jeff, they call EverDry. You come out. What kind of system? Like break it down for homeowners so they know how this works. Because a lot of times people think, oh, they're just going to cut a hole in the floor and that's it. But you guys have a complete system that's like comprehensive.
We do. But what we don't do is take a one-size-fits-all approach. So first we want to come out to their home and give a very detailed inspection. Most waterproofing companies walk in with a tape measure. They throw the tape on the wall. They get their calculator out, and they throw a price at them. We're doing an interior and exterior inspection. We're looking at the grade. We're looking at the gutters. We're looking in, under, and behind in the basement. We find things probably 95% of the time that people didn't even know was in their homes. Wow. And then based on that, we will put something together. And we do have a system that is patented and very comprehensive, and it takes care of the walls, the floor, and the air.
That's interesting. All right, Jeff, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk about a couple of things like in basement waterproofing. I only have one corner of my basement leaking. Why should I do the other corners and things like that?
Yeah.
So we're taking a quick break. We got Jeff Schleining from EverDry. The number's 866 EverDry. This is Hire It Done. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We got the lovely Sarah Sells across the table. Good morning,
Freezing
Sarah.
with my blanket.
Freezing. Come on. It's not cold in the studio. I keep it extra cold in the studio. Go to Facebook Live if you want to check it out. We've got Jeff Schleining from EverDry on the phone.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Jeff.
Thank you.
So, Jeff, the phone number for EverDry is 866-EverDry. When you go out, let me ask you a question. When you go out and inspect a lot of houses, and you guys are one of the better, more honest, basement waterproofing companies, because there's riddled with complaints out there from all these other guys out there. What happens when you see the glass block windows? Like I know poured wall, they had regular basement windows and they replaced it with glass block windows, and there's always a leak there because they didn't do it right. Do you see a lot of leaks in glass block windows in that area?
We don't. We have seen it, but it's not like something we see every day. Generally, it's the older glass pane windows that we generally see leaks around.
Oh, yeah, well, that makes sense. So
because the glass blocks are mortared in, and the other ones are got a metal frame that rusts out and so forth. But I take offense to you are more honest. That's like not implying that we are 100% honest.
All right, well, you know what? Let me retract that officially and tell you that what I meant was literally you. Okay, so let's back it up. How long have you and I been doing business?
I'm going to say we're pushing 15 to 16 years, probably.
Exactly, 15 years, and I've never had a complaint against you, and we have a perfect 5-star record together. So I apologize. I meant is, look, you're the benchmark, so everyone compares themselves to you. You know what I mean?
I'm giving you a hard time, Adam.
No, I love giving a hard time. Trust me, there's a few. I got a few people out there that like to, get all what we'll call courage keyboard gangsters. You know how that is.
Yeah.
They like to open their mouth without having any backbones. But hey, that's how we roll. So, someone has a waterproof problem in their basement, and 2 out of the 4 walls are leaking. Let's talk about how EverDry would assess and handle that situation.
That's probably one of the biggest questions, or, I don't want to say things we have to overcome, but
yeah.
I'll put it to you this way, things that we have to educate homeowners on. Again, I like to compare to the roof, and your previous host would probably agree. If you have a leak in a corner of your roof, you're going to fix the whole roof. The roof is 25 years old. Basements are no different. Just because it's leaking in one spot, the basement is the same age. It's been exposed to the same rain and weather and the same conditions and pressures from the earth and so on. And we know water moves. It takes the path of least resistance.
Right.
I guarantee when you stop it here, it's going to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Water always wins. Glenn Hagee used to say it. That's why we have a Grand Canyon.
That's right.
So that's a smart thing to do. And again, you got 2 dull tires on your car, and the other 2 are almost dull. I'm getting all 4. I'm not going to mess around. So it's the smart way to go. All right. So basement waterproofing, you guys focus on it. Someone had commented about air quality. How does that apply to basement waterproofing? Can we just connect the two so that we can clearly explain to people why that makes a difference?
Sure. If you have air issues in your basement or your home and it's musty and, just smells and so on, if I were to just do ventilation, I'm not addressing the problem that's causing the odors or the air issues in your home. Right. I'm just moving it and trying to help it along. You have to solve the root cause, and the root cause is water or moisture that's in and around your foundation that creates all those odors and the bad air quality. So you shouldn't really do one without the other. I mean, they go hand in hand.
Makes perfect sense, and I appreciate that. And I thought, and I literally knew that, but that you get people who have their opinions, and they do basement waterproofing too, and they think they're experts, but what do they know? You're in the basements every day and that kind of thing. What is the on having a basement waterproofing job, and what's the time factor in something like that? Like if someone comes to you guys this week and says, "Yeah, my basement's leaking," you come out and they're ready to get it fixed. How are you as far as time wise?
We can generally get the inspection done within 1 to 2 days. The job itself, you're looking at about 4 on average, depending on the size of the basement. As it relates to when, we're challenged, like a lot of people are challenged right now with staffing. It's a big challenge for us right now. However, depending on the job, the size of the job, the nature of the job, we're probably a minimum of 90 days out.
Okay, and that makes sense, and that's totally fair. So what about financing? How does someone finance this?
We arrange it for them. We do not lend the money ourselves. We're not a financing company, but we have relationships with several banks and other types of lending institutions, and we can arrange financing for anybody, including those that might have their credit a little bruised. We can generally get them financing as well, and it's really fair financing that's being offered right now, compared to people just going to their bank. We usually can beat those numbers out.
Well, that's important to know, and I appreciate that. Are you guys hiring?
Absolutely, we are. What are you doing? What are you doing next week, Adam?
Well, as you know, Jeff, from the neck down, I'm worth minimum wage, so I'm not going to be any good with a shovel. However, I could be good, in the sales part of it, explaining to homeowners, how to get their basement dry and things like that.
As long as you know that I hired Sarah and she's your direct supervisor.
That would be good.
How much is unemployment paying?
Too much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, listen, time flies when you're having fun, obviously. So, Jeff, we're going to get you in studio a couple weeks because, the restrictions are slowly lifting and everyone's vaccinated and everyone's all lovey-dovey right now. So I want to bring you back on because I really want to be more comprehensive about this. But if anybody wants an estimate to see if their basement needs to get waterproof, they want to get it done properly by one of the best, call Everdry, 866-EVERDRY. Jeff Schloining, he's the owner. How long have you been the owner of Everdry?
I've been there 32 years, and I've owned it 33, and I've owned it for 23.
Well, a good mazel tov to you. 96% of all contractors fail in the first 5 years, so kudos to you, my friend.
Well, thank you, Adam. As always, it's great to talk to you.
I'll talk to you soon, my friend, and thanks for calling in.
All right, Sarah. Good meeting you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye now.
So, Sarah, if you ever had a basement leak, would you call him?
Oh, for sure.
Do you think in basement waterproofing the air quality is part of it?
So, it's really interesting because when I go and show houses,
yeah,
I'm allergic to mold and dust and all that. The first thing I notice are smells, especially
in the lower level.
Yeah.
So water migrates
instantly
through.
Where is it?
But let's talk about the science. So water migrates through to a basement,
yep,
right? Whether it's a cracked foundation or it comes from the floor with hydrostatic pressure or however it is. When you have water in a moist condition, you have other building materials on that. It's the perfect breeding grounds for mold.
Absolutely.
And when you have mold, you have air quality problems. So
100%.
So literally they're connected. If you have a dry basement, guess what? You'll have less air quality problems. Then you add filtration and you do it properly. So why not address it all at once?
I agree.
It's like putting on a new roof without insulation.
It's like a bonus.
Right. So let's take a quick break.
2 for 1.
Exactly, 2 for 1. I'll give you a bonus. We're going to take a quick break. My name's Adam Helfman. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Lovely Sarah Sell sitting here. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
So, Sarah, let me ask you a question. What are your thoughts on, how would I claim, basement waterproof? Would you do it in your house if you had to?
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
And I am.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So I would like to talk about when it's time to hire a contractor, what do you do? Okay. Because here's the thing. You're going to hire a waterproofer. You're going to hire a roofer. You're going to hire a landscaper. Mm-hmm. You know, so what are you supposed to ask? How are you supposed to discuss with a homeowner, with a contractor, things that handle your project? So that's the thing. So for everyone out there, 248-539-9797, if you have a question for us, we'd love to talk to you. We're going to be right now talking about questions for homeowners to ask when hiring a contractor. Mm-hmm. And we'll use waterproofing or we'll use roofing as the example because we've been talking about it today. And the key here is understanding what you need to ask and how you apply it to your industry. So, right. Sarah, you're a homeowner and you've got a foundation that's leaking, okay?
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, I got to get quotes. So you go online and you call a waterproofing contractor.
Yep.
Okay. So what do you think some of the questions are you to ask him? First of all, you're like, listen, I have leaky basement. I need you to give me a price to fix it.
Well, I know that, are you going to be doing the waterproofing from the inside or the outside or both? That's a thing.
Yeah.
And then, price, time frame, all of that.
Okay, so that's a start. So let's figure out more. Let's drill it down a little bit more detailed. Okay. So the guy comes to the house and you say, okay, why is my basement leaking? Because obviously, if you see water coming through the concrete, you're going to ask him why.
Yep.
Do you think he should be able to answer your question?
Well, I think there's telltale signs, whether it's gutters, they're grading, or if it's coming up from the floor.
Right, but you don't know. You don't have X-ray vision.
So yeah.
Okay, so the contractor should be able to answer you very explicitly, without any doubt, any reservations. Yes, Mrs. Homeowner, your basement wall is leaking. Here's why.
Yeah.
This crack here has opened up. There's pressure on the outside of the wall, and as water drips down the outside of your house, it goes down to the foundation. Mm-hmm. Okay? And then water sits against the foundation and migrates into your wall and then makes its way out this crack over time. Mm-hmm. So that's the answer to that. Okay. So now you know. So then you say to him, okay, Mr. Contractor, I appreciate that. Can you explain to me how you're going to fix this?
Right.
And he needs to explain to you pretty explicitly how he's going to do it. Mrs. Homeowner, here's how we're going to fix your wall. Not only are we going to excavate down on the outside of your wall to find the crack, we're then going to clean the area on the outside. Then we're going to waterproof the crack. And then we're going to come on the inside of your house. So anytime water gets down there, we're going to catch the water. And then we're going to get the water to drain away from everything. Okay. And then I'm just giving you the cursory answer, not the long answer. Okay. So now you're like, okay, now you understand what they're going to do. So then he says, okay, we'd like to get started. And you're ready to say yes. So the other questions you need to know before you hire a waterproofing contractor is, do you have to trust the man? Because look, we had a customer just now. My basement leaked and it was just a clogged storm system. Plumber fixed it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if EverDry comes out and it's leaking like that, I will almost guarantee you that they would say, hey, listen, it looks like it could be a plug bleeder, it could be a plug drain or whatever. They would recommend calling a plumber. No question about it. Yeah. So the question here is, what do you do and how do you handle it? Now, here are the other questions. All right, Mr. Contractor, I know you gave me a price on the waterproofing. How long does a job like mine take?
Right.
Does that sound like a good question?
Of course.
Okay, well, how long do you think a waterproofing job should take?
I know just from past experience, it's normally like 4 or 5 days.
Okay, very clear. It's about a week.
Yeah.
depending on weather, depending on the size.
Yeah.
Now, what we
Or
didn't
what
ask
you run into, or
exactly what we didn't ask Jeff from EverDry was what happens when you have a front porch and you have a deck on the back of your house and you got to go around that. How do you get through that? Do you have to tear out the deck, or if your driveway goes up along one side of your house? Those are major answers. But I've asked those in the past, so I know the answers. But my question is, you need to ask those questions. How are you going to do that? Mm-hmm. Okay. How long will the job take? Now, here's one that you need to ask, Sarah. Do we need to be home?
yeah,
Right? Don't you want to ask that? Do we need to be home?
for sure.
Okay. You got the cost. Now, would you ask a question about warranty?
Yes, warranty is important.
Why is it important to you?
Well, because if you're going to be there for many, many years and there's another leak that may or may not come up, or when you go to sell, having a transferable warranty is also a good thing too.
Okay. And you as a real estate agent, how important is a transferable warranty on a basement that they disclosed? We had a leaky basement, we had it fixed.
Honestly, it's really important.
And the reason is, now, let me ask you this. You've shown a lot of houses.
I have.
Have you ever had houses where they lied about waterproofing?
Yes.
A lot. Oh, we never had a leak.
I had a couple, and it was apparent, and it was not a good situation.
Do you ever call them out?
So 100%. So do not lie, because we're not stupid, and we can figure it out with an inspection. 1. And 2, even after closing, if it comes back around that there's proof that obviously this leaked for some time, we can prove it. It's never a good situation. So just don't lie about it. We'll work through it. We'll figure it out, but don't lie about it.
Okay. Well, that's actually a good point. So what happens when you should take a homeowner to a house to see it, and the seller's disclosure doesn't say anything about basement leak, and your client wants to put an offer in? What do you say?
I bring it up to the listing agent right away with pictures. Here's the facts. Like, look, you can see the water staining on the wall. You can see this, that. You can see the effervescence, whatever it is, that I point out, right?
Okay. Well, efflorescence doesn't mean it was water in the basement. I'm just saying, just for your own edification.
Yeah, I'm just rattling.
You're not rattling. I'm trying to have a communication and conversation with you about waterproofing. So that people who are buying houses, they know that they need this. That's all.
Yeah, any time that there's any signs of dampness, water, mold, and like you said, let's go back to the air quality. You can smell it in the air. Yeah. The must
not everyone
and
can.
Mildew. Not everybody can.
Yeah.
But normally when we go into a basement and it's like this pungent smell, you're like, okay, let's try and find where it's coming from.
Okay. Now, what happens if you have an offer and an inspector says there was water in the basement? Does everyone freak out, or?
Yeah. I mean, look, we live in Michigan and we have basements. So is it pretty common for there to be moisture in a basement? Obviously. However, at that point we address it, and it's handled from there, whether it's getting some type of waterproofing done, changing the grade, whatever. We figure it out. We make it work.
Of course. So the question is then what?
Then we have a solution, and we're moving forward, and everyone's happy.
Well, that's a good thing. All right, so let's talk about more questions you need to ask a contractor. Let's say you sign the contract, and then you ask, when can you start? Mm-hmm. Do you think that they can start in a little bit or not?
I think it depends. Like, we had Kanga on earlier. He said a couple weeks out, where we had the other contractor with EverDry, and they're, a couple months out.
Yeah.
So I think it just depends on how much help everyone has and how much material.
Of course. Well, that's the thing. So what about, here's a question you need to ask. This is relevant for today. One of the questions should be, are there possibilities that the date could be pushed back,
Right.
So it's important to know that you could push it back. But what about the portion or with materials? Do you think it makes sense if you sign a contract and then materials go up and he can't start for 3 months? Is it fair to ask for more money?
Well, we talked about this, and right now my solution, even for like the equestrian center, where I'm in charge of, these projects with lumber or whatever it is, buy the material now.
Yeah.
We buy the material, they supply the labor. Buy the material now. Don't wait.
Lock in your price. It makes sense. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more questions to ask contractors. I want to talk about bathroom remodeling trends to avoid. 10 signs your air conditioner is failing. My name's Adam Helfman, 248-539-9797. The keyboard gangsters are on fire this morning, as you can tell, Sarah. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Sarah, there's a few things that people should know how to fix in a house.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things that you think everyone should know how to fix? I got a list of them. Let's go through them. Do you have anything off the top of your head you're like, everyone should know how to fix something?
I mean, there's so much. Like, where do we even start? So
I'll start with one, and then maybe it'll trigger some thoughts.
Toilet.
Okay, what are you going to fix on it?
Well,
a clogged toilet, a runny toilet, a wobbly toilet.
For sure, obviously clogged and running. And the reason why I say running is because I remember there was a client who moved out of state that had a running toilet there. It was like $1,000 bill.
Yeah. So a running toilet. It's a very good one.
Clogged for obvious reasons.
So how do you fix a running toilet? Do you know how to do that?
I'm not technical, but you take the lid off and you
drink the water inside it.
You what?
You drink the water.
Oh, that's so disgusting. You play with the
flapper valve?
Yep.
Is that one way to call it? The flapper valve?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Listen, a running toilet, it's pretty easy. In fact, you can go to any big box store or Ace Hardware and you can buy a kit. And it's really simple, literally. Sometimes the chain on it doesn't work. There's all kinds of new cartridges. However, it's something everyone should try and do themselves. So that's actually a really good one. I like the one you just came up with. A wobbly ceiling fan. How to fix a ceiling fan that's spinning and it's, making noises and things like that. There's ways to do that. You know that, right?
Yeah. I guess that wasn't like one of my...
Yeah. But here's the thing. Someone like you who wants to fix a wobbly toilet or a running toilet.
I try and fix everything. I just don't know the technical...
Do you know the right way to do it? And I should have known this, but I'm glad I get reminded once in a while.
What?
Just call a plumber. Which reminds me, we haven't had Ron Alexander on in a while. I miss him. But anyways, how to fix squeaky floors, Sarah?
I know how to do that.
All right.
Screw from the bottom up.
And then they make a product called Squeak Engine. Why are you laughing? This isn't funny. This is serious. Now take a serious approach, lady. You're like, I know you want to swear right now. No.
Stop! Don't even say that. Look at them in there. They're like,
He's
red
got his hand
alert,
on
red
a dump
alert.
button. He's like the book comes out with his notes.
I'll do it.
Okay, it's okay. He will.
So,
do
anyways,
it.
next thing. Next.
How to fix a crack in the drywall?
Oh, I just sent one of my contractors out to do that. I do know how to do that. It's very tedious.
There's people that use toothpaste to do that. Did you know that? Now, would you call a licensed plumber to fix a leaky faucet, or would you try and do it yourself?
I would try and do it myself.
Yeah.
You would call a plumber. I would try and do it myself.
Correct. Okay, makes sense. All right,
Electrical issues, plumbing issues, like those
electrical
are all.
plumbing. Have plumbers do it. Have an electrician do it.
I would 100% have an electrician do it.
What about when your washing machine does the tango across the floor?
Well, that just means you need to re-level it and rebalance it.
Yeah, I would call Bill and Rod's Appliance and get them out there to be sure. Okay, so what happens if your air conditioner's falling? Have you turned your air on yet at any of your houses?
Yes.
No, there's people who don't turn it on yet.
So I like it cold except for in here.
Here's the thing.
Well, listen.
She likes it cold, but not in the studio. Like, you're just looking for things to complain about. I make it cold so our Facebook audience likes to watch.
Listen, it's really cold in here, so I forgot that you kept it so cold. That's why I have a blanket.
There's a thermostat on the wall. I only put it cold so I can teach you how to use a thermostat. So in the future, someone can say, "Oh, Sarah, you're in home improvement. Let me ask you how to do a thermostat."
I know how to use a thermostat. What are you talking about?
You do?
Yeah. Anyways, but no, I like it really, really cold at home. I keep it in the 60s.
Oh my God. Okay.
What?
So,
what do you keep it at? 78?
My house?
Yeah.
I'm not telling you.
Ew. You do keep it warm, don't you?
Hell no.
Really? What do you keep it at?
I keep it nippy.
What do you keep it at?
72.
That is, Adam, I would not survive.
You ever been in my house?
No.
Okay, then how would you not survive?
Because I can't do like over 70, honestly. My parents hate it. Like when I go down south to their house down there, And I'm instantly like, fans on, everything's turned down. And I'm sure they're listening.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom and dad
Anyways.
who are listening in Mississippi.
All right. Hi, Mom and Dad in Mississippi. MISSISSIPPI.
Yep.
All right. So what are the signs that your air conditioner is failing? Do you know?
So I know.
Since you keep it at 62.
I do too. Well, one, obviously, if the temperature isn't going down, you could be low on Freon.
Blowing warm air.
What?
If it's blowing warm air.
Yeah.
Right?
Obviously. If it's making a noise,
What happens if it doesn't shut off and it stops?
If it keeps running or if it doesn't run.
Yeah.
If the filter, is that what it's made out of? On the outside is all clogged. You need to declog.
Those are the cooling vents. So here's what happens.
The vents are clogged.
Those aren't vents. I'm just trying to help. Why are you laughing? You think this is funny? I take this serious. Look at me. I have my serious face.
All right, got it.
I'm hungry, by the way.
I know. All I can think about is bacon since we talked about the asphalt shingles curling like bacon.
Okay, so if your air conditioner is slow to turn on, if it's blowing warm air, if the airflow is not sufficient, if you have ice on the condensate, on the condensing line, that means there's a leak usually. If there's odors, if you're frequently repairing it, if your humidity levels are high, things like that. What if your electricity bill's high? Does that mean you have a bad failing air conditioner? It could be.
Yeah.
Right?
It could be for sure.
What if it's old?
Yeah, I mean, it just is using more power, more energy.
Does the air conditioner have anything to do with your water in your basement?
Oh, God.
How about
Can
air quality?
we just stop? Can we just stop? Like, the three of you.
You're like the three of us.
I'm going to name you guys all off.
Well, here's the best part, okay? The guy...
Oh, here we go.
Here's the thing. The guy knows the other guy.
Oh.
Because he has to. Because
So
there's no way
cute.
he would have known Jeremy's name. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Didn't you say his name?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's all right. We have all this.
Well, happy Saturday to all three of you.
Yeah.
We're
My
all
Saturday's the best. I have so much going on today. It's not even funny.
Me too.
So excited. Yeah, so 49ers and bacon. Where are you? Where do you get 49ers from? Do you know what 49ers are?
A baseball team?
No, that's a football team.
Football
You're way
team.
failed. Okay, how about, does anyone, 248-539-9797, where can I order 49ers from?
What is it?
What is it?
Sliders or something? Burgers?
How about a shout out to McAllister Fence? They're listening. What up, McAllister Fence?
What's a 49er?
248-539-9797. Text us if everyone knows what a 49er is. It's a menu item, in case you guys are worried in the control room.
I know.
Go ahead.
Pancakes.
Right.
Yeah, it just, when you said that, then it clicked.
The Dutch baby.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You love that pancake house, right?
Oh.
Is it the original House of Pancakes? The original Pancake House? OHOP, IHOP? What? Like, there's different ones, right? IHOP is
I can't
International
do it.
House of Pancakes.
I can't
IHOP.
do it.
OHOP is original House of Pancakes. But it's really not OHOP. It's original Pancake House. It's OPH. That's the difference. So, guy like me, I'm an OPH guy. Everyone else out there is an OPH person as well, right? Do we all love 49ers? I'm loving it.
Because those are the big ones, right?
The 49ers? They're like the crepes. But then there's the Dutch baby, which is like the one that's like the German goes crazy. And then you got to get order bacon. Like you got to blow it out there. For me, that's a really rough one. I'm going to go. That's what we're going to have today.
Yep.
Yum. So, can you make them at home?
Yeah.
You do?
I don't, but you can.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What's the most popular home improvement right now, Sarah?
The most popular, I'm still going to go with kitchen and bathroom are still number
You're
one.
100%. It is. For a full kitchen and bath. But here's the key. If you're going to hire a kitchen guy right now, if you're going to get a kitchen contractor or a bathroom contractor, literally just, they have time to come out and give you a quote. But the thing is getting the job started, the pricing is such a nightmare right now. Are there any contractors that take Bitcoin? Right?
I don't know anything about that.
It is what it is. I'm not wrong, by the way. You know that. Doesn't matter. So, with that being said, Sarah, we have to go eat.
We do.
Are you hungry?
Yeah, let's go. Bacon.
I want to thank everyone for tuning in, especially my buddies, Nathan.
Jeremy.
And Jeremy. They're doing a good job today. And I am too. So we're going to have a great week, and we'll see you next week. This is the Higher Done Radio Network.
Have a great weekend.